Imagine living in the shadow of creatures so massive that their very footsteps shake the earth beneath you. How would you survive when the wilderness around you is ruled by beasts larger than anything we know today? How would you adapt, fight, or flee? This is the story of humans. 6.8 million years ago, when our ancestors had to coexist with some of the most dangerous creatures ever to roam the planet. The air is thick with the smell of damp earth and rotting vegetation. The dense forests stretch endlessly, their shadows cast by the towering giants that roam beneath the canopy. Hominins, our distant ancestors, move through the undergrowth in groups, their sharp senses alert to every sound. The presence of predators is never far. A sudden rustling in the bushes sends them scattering, and the echoes of enormous footsteps remind them of the terrifying creatures that rule this world. In the heart of this chaotic wilderness, survival is a daily struggle. The environment is harsh and food is scarce. Mammoths, their massive tusks gleaming under the dim light of the forest, are not the only giants that roam these lands. Giant saber-tooths lurk in the shadows, their eyes glinting with hunger. These predators are relentless, stalking their prey with the patience of a predator who has mastered the art of the hunt. But the hominins, with their growing intelligence, are not defenseless. They are learning to use tools, carving sharp rocks into weapons that can protect them from the jaws of the saber-toothed cat. The first hints of strategy emerge as they begin to work together to bring down smaller prey or defend their territory. Despite their small size compared to the creatures around them, the hominins know that their greatest strength lies in unity. The challenge of survival is not just physical, but mental. The constant threat of being hunted, the struggle to find food and shelter, and the relentless march of time make every decision crucial. Each step in the wilderness is a gamble. Will they find food, or will they become food? As the seasons change, so do the threats around them. The lush forests may provide shelter, but they also hide the dangerous predators waiting to strike. The dawn breaks over the prehistoric plain, casting long golden rays across the towering silhouettes of giant ground sloths and prehistoric rhinoceroses. The hominins move cautiously, eyes scanning for both opportunity and danger. Every movement is deliberate. A snap of a twig underfoot can mean life or death. Survival requires not only strength and speed, but the sharpest of instincts. Hunger drives them toward a herd of massive herbivores, their sheer size both a source of sustenance and a deadly threat. Approaching these giants is a calculated risk. One misstep, one misjudged gesture, and a single swing of a massive tail or tusk could crush them instantly. Yet the hominin's intelligence allows them to exploit weaknesses to observe patterns and to use the terrain to their advantage. Rocks become shields, thickets become traps, and high ground becomes vantage points for reconnaissance. Predators are never far. A shadow moves silently between the trees. A giant prehistoric hyena watches, assessing, calculating. The hominins freeze, crouched in the undergrowth, hearts pounding. Every sense is heightened, every muscle tense. They have no weapons that can match the raw power of the predator, but they have something equally vital: teamwork. A subtle signal, a glance, a shift in posture, and the group moves as one, spreading confusion and making it harder for a predator to isolate any individual. Water, the lifeblood of survival, becomes another arena of tension. A river bends through the valley, its surface shimmering under the sun. Crossing it seems simple, yet lurking beneath are massive crocodilian predators waiting for a careless step. The hominins pause, calculating. They use the shallow edges, moving in synchrony, alert to the slightest ripple or shadow. Every crossing is a lesson in patience and precision, a reminder that survival is never guaranteed. Food scarcity drives innovation. Hominins experiment with primitive traps, sharpened sticks, and fire-scarred rocks. They learn which plants are edible, which are poisonous. They discover that certain animal remains can be scavenged safely, providing nutrition without direct confrontation. Knowledge accumulates across generations, forming the first invisible threads of culture. A survival legacy built not from size or speed, but from foresight, observation, and adaptability. The giants are both obstacle and teacher. Observing a mammoth herd teaches patterns of movement, feeding habits, and defensive tactics. The predators demonstrate power, patience, and strategy. The hominins absorb these lessons, translating them into survival skills that will define the trajectory of humanity. In this crucible of ancient life, every decision, every calculated risk, every moment of observation shapes the boundary between life and death. The sun climbs higher, illuminating a landscape where giant kangaroo-like herbivores bound across open plains, their shadows stretching long and imposing. The hominins navigate this world with caution, their small forms barely noticeable amid the colossal giants around them. Survival demands constant vigilance. No place is truly safe. Every day is a lesson in patience, observation, and adaptation. Night brings new dangers. Predators emerge under the cloak of darkness. Giant owls, prehistoric wolves, and massive feline hunters roam with silent efficiency. The hominins retreat to rocky overhangs or dense thickets, their shelters crude yet strategic. Fires flicker, illuminating the tense faces of the tribe eyes, reflecting both fear and determination. The glow of the flames is a double-edged sword. It provides warmth and protection, yet also draws attention from curious or hungry eyes. Survival here is a delicate balance between caution and courage. Resource scarcity forces movement. The hominins follow seasonal patterns, tracing water sources and edible plant growth, always wary of the giants that dominate these areas. They learn to anticipate predator behavior using subtle cues in the environment, broken branches, tracks in the mud, distant sounds to gauge threats before they become imminent. The smallest observation can mean the difference between life and death. Their intelligence allows them to plan ahead, to avoid unnecessary risks, and to exploit opportunities that larger animals cannot perceive. Moments of confrontation are inevitable. A saber-toothed predator corners a member of the group, teeth glinting in the morning light. Instinct and strategy merge as the tribe reacts in unison, throwing rocks, creating noise, and confusing the hunter long enough to escape. Each encounter sharpens their skills and reinforces the essential lesson: survival is a combination of individual awareness and collective action. Lessons learned today echo into the future, forming the basis of strategies that will outlast even the giants themselves. Yet, survival is not only physical. The hominins develop rituals and gestures, early forms of communication that signal danger, opportunity, or instruction. These symbolic behaviors mark the dawn of culture, showing that in a world dominated by physical giants, intellectual and social adaptation can provide an edge even the most powerful predator cannot overcome. They begin to understand territory hierarchy and the subtle art of negotiation with the environment itself. In this ancient world, every step is calculated, every breath measured. The giants cast long shadows, both literal and metaphorical, shaping the evolution of the hominins. Their existence forces creativity, strategy, and cooperation. Life is raw, unforgiving, and intense, but it is also a crucible for growth. Through observation, adaptation, and relentless persistence, these early humans begin to carve a niche in a world where sheer size once dictated dominance. As the sun sets over the ancient plains, the shadows of the giants stretch long, a reminder of the relentless challenges our ancestors faced. Every step, every choice shaped not only their survival, but the path of humanity itself. From the courage, ingenuity, and cooperation forged in these primeval struggles, the seeds of civilization were sown, proving that even in the shadow of giants, intelligence, resilience, and unity prevail.